Welcome to Four Crazy Minds. I'm Destry Dex Brown.
I'm Shay Jolinger.
I'm Alex Silos.
And I'm Bradley Trisdale.
Wow, we had to do that in a goofy ass order because we're sitting in different places.
I know, it's great.
All right. So, what's your mystery topic?
So, I didn't bring this up on the New Year's one, but like everyone's got people used to have New Year's resolutions. Now we make jokes about not having them. And coming into the new year, I was really heavy based off D&D and stuff because we'd been talking about it so much and role play. And I was thinking about things that affect role play and stuff like that. And I last week I left the group that we were doing on Mondays after a little tiff happened. And the reason for that being is because there were a few things that were talked about, like me and Shay talked about, like we had talked about coming up to that week because it was our first week back after a 3-week break of roleplay.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I'm hoping that the party can, do stuff without us having to push them through it and things like that. Because we have some new folks and we've got some veteran players and, stuff like that. And about, like, not even 10 minutes into the role play, like me, Matt, and our buddy Bishop were like, involved in stuff. And then I look over and one of our new players has been sitting on his phone watching videos since the campaign started. And I'm like, dude. And he's got headphones. Like, he's got one headphone off where he's pseudo listening and one on. And I'm like, it just bugged me because the whole thing is when I got into the new year, because I was thinking of how D&D is and stuff, it reminded me of how it used to be when I started, where we didn't have these devices, and if we did, we didn't have them near us when we were playing our game,
Yeah.
There was a matter of respect in the room when the DM started or the game started. Like, devices were put away unless it was a calculator or something.
Yeah.
And so, I got instilled with that a while back, and then lately I've been thinking, we use our phones so much, our faces and screens all the time. And to me, it bothers me because I'm one of those people that the fatter I get, the more I notice what I'm doing, which is sitting in front of a screen, and the less I want to do it. And then I realize, well, we've got these nifty little pocket screens that are always with us, always on us, and everyone's always digging into them. And it gets to the point where people don't even have, regular conversations or even a regular argument. Like me and Shay, we love to argue.
Yeah.
And it's devolved now into when one of us has to have a point made, regardless of the answer, whether we know it's correct, somebody's got to pull out their phone and look it up. And it's like, why? And the most recent one was when we were arguing about Pokemon, for Christ's sake. He's like, oh, bug types weren't originally, a thing. And I'm like, buddy, you're thinking about the Pokemon trading card game. Bugs have always been there. And we had this huge argument in the car. And finally, all three of us that were in the car at the same time started looking it up. And it was a race to get to it. And it's like, is this what we've devolved into as a society? Is we have to, we can't have knowledge. We can't trust each other. We just have to look at this thing.
All right. I agree with you, but I have one question.
Huh.
Who was right?
I was.
That's what I thought.
Bug types were always a type. It was in the Pokemon trading card game that there was only grass, fire, water, and technically fighting because ground or rock hadn't existed yet.
Mm-hmm. We had normal type too.
Colorless.
Right.
There was no such thing as normal because dragon was also colorless. I know because I made Dragon Dex, which was stupid because it only consisted of nothing but Dratinis. But anyway, I just notice more and more the amount of phone we use.
You seem like right now you're on the verge of kind of going Ted Kaczynski here and going full out Unabomber anti-technology.
No, I love my tech. I mean, I
Speaking of Ted Kaczynski, did you know he was a suspect in the Chicago Tylenol poisonings?
Uh-huh.
That popped up when we were, we were watching BuzzFeed's Unsolved.
I love that show.
And I was just like, huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, trust me, if we had time, we could do an entire episode about serial killers.
What happened in the role play was I got mad, and I've told you guys multiple times lately that like I'm getting to that point in my age where I don't soften the blows anymore. If somebody's doing something, I'm just like, hey,
you're being an idiot.
Fucking knock it off. And so he's on it, and we're trying to talk to him, and he's on, like, watching a video, and I flick him on the side of the head, and I'm like, hey, pay attention. And I get yelled at by the entire group, like, hey, you're being an asshole. And I'm like,
I would have sided with you right then and there.
It's been 30 minutes of nonstop me talking to the DM when everyone else is in the scene, like, in the scenario, where Matt and Bishop's character are off on a sidebar talking. I've been going back and forth just trying to get some information out of the NPC that other people will latch on to. Because so far I've been the whip master of this session, and I'm tired of it at this point. And then Shay even pointed out in the middle of an argument that we're having, he's like, you don't need to be an asshole about it. I'm like, people need to stop being on their phones. And Shay's like, I was only on my phone because my character had nothing to do. I'm a dwarf and I'm getting drunk. And it's like, I don't care about that.
It doesn't matter if your character has nothing to do or not. You pay attention to the story.
And so Shay's like, you're the one who's always been talking.
Oh, your Shay character said that? Never mind. I totally and fully side with this. My almighty DM.
No, Shay's all like, you're the one whose character's always talking. You're the one getting into these situations. I'm like, you're right. And I didn't argue that with him. I was trying to make the point of, why am I having to be this voice of reason that leads the party?
I have an answer to you. Because every single time David, Bishop, or Rob tried to do something, you would tell them that was a stupid idea.
That is incorrect. You know how I know that's incorrect? Because I talked to Matt about it the other day.
Matt, you're the one who will follow you
Rob never opens his mouth unless it's to breathe fire or die.
That's fair.
David doesn't open his mouth, period, end of discussion.
Which is funny because he does when you're not here.
I know.
Actually, that's like you.
No, actually, that's not a thing that's happening because of that. That's happening because of recent things that's going on in his life that I don't
don't
feel
get
like
into
we
on
need.
you.
Yeah. All I'm saying is he's been opening up a lot, and it's been bugging him that he hasn't been talking a lot. So it would have happened whether I was there or not.
Anyway, long story short, Brian ended up getting kicked out.
Oh, I didn't get kicked out. I was going to leave either way. You're the one who threw the hissy fit and told me to get out. And I was like, okay. I said okay, and everyone was like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, no. I want to leave. And I left. And I told Richter, I texted him, I told him why. I'm like, I'm tired of this phone shit. And people, like, it's a matter of respect. If you're on your phone in any form of social gathering, you are basically saying you don't want to be there. You don't have any interest in it, and you don't care about the people around you. It's a matter of respect.
That's why.
Funny thing is that happened after this is the next week. So that roleplay ends up dying.
Yeah,
because Brad's character's the main part. So he started a new.
Which was my point. I told Richter, I'm like, if my character leaves, I don't know if they're going to continue. And sure enough,
well, it's not. We quit because everyone felt your character was the whole reason we were doing this.
I was told by Richter that nobody could, and I quote, I'm not going to look at my phone to tell you, but it was, and I quote, nobody could fucking adult afterwards, so I ended the game.
So, alright, what happened is, hold on. Richter put it up to a vote. If we wanted to continue the roleplay, start a new one, start the Dragon Apocalypse roleplay, have Shay run 5th edition.
Again?
Yeah. Or have, move on to, Fairy Tale or whatnot.
Ooh.
And the group decided to do the Dragon Apocalypse roleplay.
That actually sounds fun.
Which was just the sidebar from the original roleplay that we were already on anyway.
So, the funny thing that happened is the next roleplay session, everyone gets here, we're all ready, we finished building the characters that need to be built. Everyone shows up early to build their characters.
I already knew about it too because I had talked to once again I work with 2 of the people, new guys, and so they talk to me all the time.
Roleplay starts. Matt and Alex go, okay, everybody put your phones away. And Rob didn't even bat an eye, shut off his phone, put it down.
See, the flick worked.
So, I found it funny because all it would have taken is rather than flicking someone and being a dick about it.
See,
Hold on.
I don't get
Is bringing it up to the DM at that point saying, hey, can we start a new rule, no phones out? And I guarantee you Richter would have been like, okay.
Except we did that when we first started the game, and
No, we didn't.
yes,
but
we
people-
did,
no,
and
we
everyone was
didn't.
okay with it.
No, we
People
didn't.
forget.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Wait. Did you implement that rule?
We never
at
implemented
the start of the game
because he thought that we would be able to be okay with it.
See, my whole theory on it is like at our roleplay. You'll never see me on my phone, but you will. You'll never see me checking social media because I don't use it. You'll never see me on the internet unless I am looking up something specifically to do with roleplay. That's the only time I think devices should be used
Right, I'm okay
by
with that.
anybody other than the DM. The DM might be able to use his, but really that's just check notes.
Or or talk to the other players or whatever.
laptop today.
But like,
See, I just had a really
what
good
bugged me the
idea.
most was like, it wasn't that he was just on his phone and doing things. He was watching a video with headphones on.
See, the headphones on right there would have made me flick him no matter what.
And I'm just like, dude, you talk about you want to be here for it, and then that, and I get it, yeah, maybe I was a dick, but if we don't start being that way about things like this with stupid younger people, and people are like, oh, you're being too mean to, like, and Shay's...
How old are you?
Hang on, just listen. And Shay's really good about it with the whole fuck the snowflakes thing.
I really am.
But then when I actually fuck the snowflakes, quote
gets
unquote, he's the one to defend the snowflakes. Like, what the mixed message motherfucker over here?
You know, I really don't like that term.
Snowflakes?
Yeah, not because of what it represents, just because it's just kind of an annoying word. It's overused anymore.
Well, any word that becomes
Just
social, like any word that
just-
becomes a social title or something is going to become overused. Like social justice warrior. I just like saying it because it sounds like a terrible show.
No, I will admit I use that a lot.
Oh, I
just
use
because
it
I absolutely hate social justice warriors. Now, it's not the fact that I hate social justice warriors, it's the fact that I hate people in general, so.
Yeah, but the whole phone thing, and like, I'll use my phone now. Like, I have two phones. I have my game phone that Shay gave me that I can play games on, that I want to play my phone games on.
Yeah.
And then I have my talk to people, it's got my messenger on it, it's got my Facebook, but I don't really use it.
Essentially what you have is a phone and a device.
Yeah, and so my phone...
It's like a
only gets
mini tablet.
My phone only gets used when I'm told to get a hold of people, or somebody gets a hold of me. My device gets used every morning after work for at least a solid 2 hours of gameplay, and then I turn it off. I'll maybe watch some PlayStation, I'll put on some music, and I'll try to sleep. I've taken time out of my day to stop playing video games so much, and which sucks because all I have is a PlayStation at home, and since I can't read as well anymore, I end up sitting there staring at a turned off screen.
You could read before.
Yeah, shut up. But like I'm trying to find other things to do, so I find my time working on ideas for role plays and things like that. But the amount of technology we use is getting to the point where I'm noticing it's actually affecting my life in a pseudo-negative way.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as a gamer, it's always going to be like, this is a major part of my life. But when I'm carrying it around with me and have to use it every 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, this is an addiction or a problem, not so much a necessity.
Yeah.
Probably. Also, we have a very adorable guest with us today. It's Shay's household puppy. And we are letting him out.
Aw.
I know, he's adorable.
You hear us talking about I hate people and down with snowflakes and all that, and
then a puppy
leaves the room. We're all like, "Oh,
Well, it's because the puppy means more than the snowflake.
Or people.
Yeah. No, but yeah, but no. But so I just wanted to like get that off my chest because it's a thing that's been bugging me, and I talk to people about it, and it's different when I talk to like Shay about it away from here.
I think it should be.
But when we're here, it's like we actually get to talk about it.
I think on a general basis, it should be a rule that's implemented in any of our role play groups, and other people can use the same rule because most of them probably already do.
Well, yeah. Definitely.
No devices unless D&D related or gaming related, specific role play that you're in related.
Yeah. Well, with my phone, I'll turn it to emergency mode. So certain contacts, if they call me, like work or my family, it'll go off, and I'll be like, "Hey, that's my emergency contacts. I need to get that."
Oh, see, I'll put mine on silent. If it's emergency, they can fuck off.
Well, the thing is, nobody ever gets a hold of me, whether it's anything. So,
Yeah.
So I know it's not going to go off, and if it does, it's definitely not important, or it is so important that I won't be able to finish roleplay.
Yeah.
But like it's
I'm not anybody's emergency contact anyway, so.
But it's one of those things where, like I said before when I told you it was like this mystery topic I want to talk about, it's not just a roleplay only topic. It's like an everyday
It's an
situational thing.
etiquette topic.
Like,
just get off your phone when you're in public.
Yeah. And the argument thing, I loved it when arguments would end and you'd have to wait till you guys got home to your respective places or whatever, and somebody had to jump on their computer or open a book, and then it was like, aha! And now it just gets rid of the fun of the argument.
See,
it just ends it.
I argue with my dad a lot about certain things. And the other day we were arguing about cubic zirconia and cubic zirconium.
Right. One which is the
one
fake
is
diamond, basically.
One is the fake diamond, cubic zirconia. And
see, I would have gotten that wrong.
And there is no cubic zirconium. There is, though, zirconium, which is a mineral.
And people mispronounce cubic zirconia and call it zirconium.
So I looked it up, and I showed my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad still told me I was wrong.
That's awesome.
Did not want to hear it. And when I was sitting there going, it's right here, and explaining it to him in layman's terms, he still jumped all over me and goes, I don't care. I'm watching this now. And he shut me down over cubic zirconia and zirconium.
Well, like that's how good old arguments used to be.
Yeah.
You'd get into the argument, and whoever could shut the other guy up technically won, whether they were right or wrong. You know, like a debate.
Technically, a debate is when two people argue,
I was making
and
a reference
someone
to,
else decides whether they're right or wrong.
I was making a reference to the Ron White when he was on debate team, and he responded with, "Yeah, well, fuck you." I left him speechless. I thought that was the goal. But no, like,
you know what
that's
I
our
really,
opinions on
you know
there.
what I really love? The fact that we're discussing when you're doing something as a group.
And we got one person on his phone.
What are you playing?
I'm not playing anything. I was looking for a message from my mother.
And yes, it is important. So back
And
down.
Is it about the
An important
card?
message from his
or-
mom.
Yes, that I requested about.
Okay.
So it was important.
And there was a fist bump involved?
Yes.
That doesn't sound important at all.
As they're
No
both
one's ever
smiling
fist
like,
bumped
oh,
over an
shit,
important
I got
event.
got.
It was more about the hotel issue.
Oh, alright.
So.
Right.
Alright.
What hotel issue?
Yeah, what's going on with you guys?
Yeah, because it's important enough to interrupt our thing, so let's hear about
Actually,
it.
no, it's
No,
not
it's
interrupting.
not.
No,
I
I
stay
just-
quiet.
No, I just wanted it to be funny that I said that. I'm sorry if
And
anybody
no
got
offense, I
offended.
got shut down when I tried to put an input in.
Put your input in.
Yeah, it's,
Well, one,
I've been
Brad,
trying to shut them down so other people can put their shit in.
I've
Now,
just been waiting
continue.
for somebody to speak up.
Honest, Brad.
Talk over me.
Yes.
I don't like doing that. I don't like.
Learn.
I can easily do it. I don't like doing it.
Fine, just talk over him. Can we all
Brad,
settle on
yeah,
talking over
Brad
him?
knows I can overtalk him.
Well, then do it! We're still waiting.
Okay, so what's up with you guys? What have you guys been doing?
My personal opinion on your situation, Brad, is that one, a DM should automatically know his rules the moment his players walk in the door.
Yeah,
House
And apparently,
rules.
Rector,
Yeah, house
apparently, he did not know the rules when players walked in his door.
he thought they were okay. Oh, okay. Don't even
I'm not done.
Jesus.
Richter did not establish that there was a no phone rule. So what happened is that it's technically not your fault. It's not Shay's. It's Richter's. A DM should know his rules the moment his players walk in the door. My rules in my house, when anyone walks in the door for roleplay, you have your phone in your hand. That better be one hell of a reason for it. You guys are going to communicate, because if any of you shut up and are excluded, I will shut down the rest of the group so you can talk single-eyed.
Yeah.
You are going to get the spotlight, and you are not going to like it.
See, I
If
love
there
it.
is anything wrong in my house that you guys do not agree with, bring it up to me. Don't keep it hidden.
Yeah.
Johnny
Anyway.
the dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the final rule in my house is I will try to provide food. If you guys want to bring it, that is fine. Clean up your mess.
Exactly. Oh, that one's another one. When you have a role play session and everybody leaves your house trashed and you're just like, really, motherfuckers?
Oh, you mean like 2 weeks ago at Randy's house when you and Shay left and I stayed behind helping them clean up your mess?
What mess? What did I eat that was a mess?
You left 2 empty bottles.
I took my bottle with
One
me.
empty bottle.
I took my bottle with me. I had one bottle, and that was the Mountain Dew Voltage.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's at my house. Shay watches me drink out of it.
We were picking bottles up off the floor from right in front of you guys' place.
That wasn't mine. I had one bottle that entire night. And I still own it. I'm poor, Destry. I keep my
I've
shit.
got one question for all y'all, and I want to hear your answers. I'm dead serious.
All right.
What is the one rule on your role playing? The moment your players walk in the door, what is the number one top rule that has to be active? Does not matter what they say.
Your
Yes.
number one house rule?
Yeah.
No phones.
You know, mine used to be, no, player squabbling. I didn't mind if it was in character, but, no player.
No out of
arguing.
character arguing.
No, I
And
allow
now
that.
I'm just like, it's gonna have to be the phone thing. It's gonna be devices in general. I don't even care if it's like your MP3 player. Put that shit down. If you want music, I'll turn on my YouTube and play some freaking music.
See, I'm kind of a big supporter of using... Oh, Shay, your turn.
Yeah.
Shay, what's your big one?
Your
rule?
number one house rule.
The moment players walk into your house and
What's
say,
the
we're going to
rule
role play with you as the DM, what is your one rule?
Your number one.
Does
First thing
They-
must be enacted.
they have to follow it regardless of what you say, and if they don't, it offends you.
I don't know if I really have one.
He doesn't.
Bring
He's-
DM the food. No,
he-
No, that's less of a rule and more of a please do this and I'll reward you.
Well, yeah, we get rewards with DM points.
yeah.
If he DMs any game, we can use our DM points pretty much willy-nilly.
Well, I've
however
got
we want.
I guess I got DM points with him because I gave him a whole pack of cigarettes. And
Yep. Pretty
I
much
just-
anybody that's played with him automatically has 1 DM point.
I don't know how many that was worth, but I was just like, my dad hands me a full pack of cigarettes. I
You
throw them at him,
get, you
I'm
get
like,
a... See,
Here you go.
You can buy him a
I've-
pack of
okay.
cigarettes or a carton of cigarettes. Either way, you get him something, you're going to get 1 DM point for that offering.
Oh yeah.
Pack of smokes for 5.
There's reason,
5 points for a pack of smokes?
There was a reason why he was nipping.
But-
he was nipping pretty hard. He was getting.
But,
1 per 4.
so
If you buy him a card,
it's got to
rich.
well, yeah, but it's got to be cigarettes that he likes.
Well, that's not
Like
hard
I
to do,
can't.
though.
Well, yeah, I can't give him a pack of my cigarettes
No.
Well, no.
because he'd be like, no.
He'd be like, you're trying to poison the GM, minus 3 GM points. You'd be like, oh, come on.
But, and I'm going to keep going, Brad, because there's another
Oh, yeah.
subject you threw up that kind of just automatically
Just get the gears
cringe.
going. Yeah.
Auto cringe. You say I really don't like saying this in his own apartment. Richter, in my mind, is still not an adult.
Oh,
He's not.
I've talked to him about it, and it's,
In my mind, I'm sorry, he has not experienced the full-blown adulthood experience.
How old is Richter? 25?
he was
He
19.
just turned 21.
Yeah, he was 19 when I think I met him.
Yep, he's a kid.
I am 27 years old, and I've been through hell at the age of 22.
I'm 27, and I still find myself as a child
Brad,
in certain aspects.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't want to lose those aspects, because
Yes,
that means I
Brad.
have to grow up fully.
I have child-like, aspects in my life, too.
A childlike wonder.
Thank you. Funny.
Pretty, baby.
Well, we all have a childlike wonder.
We role play.
But it dies a
I
lot
actually
because
wasn't saying that sarcastically.
Well, it dies a lot because of...
Shit that happens in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Part
have
of
to
you-
step up, be an adult.
You
As of
gotta,
right now, I'm the one that's paying all the rent in my apartment, in my house.
Yeah.
Because I had to step up because an issue came up with my roommate's job. So I stepped up and said, I'm here. I'm going to be the adult.
Yeah.
I've already made grounds with her, and she already knows what she needs to do. She needs to keep the house clean. That's it. I believe, and that has always been the ultimate trade-off. If I believe that someone cannot pay the rent, they should
At least
be
do
at
stuff
least
around
be
the
able to
house.
clean.
Yeah, at least. Exactly. That's how it
If-
was when we were
Yeah,
lived together.
if you cannot clean the house, what the hell are you doing in my home?
Yeah,
You eat, you sleep, and you literally walk on my floors. Why can you not clean them?
you can't pay rent. You can't clean that floor.
Get the
There's
fuck
got to
out.
be something you can do, and if you can't come up with something, there's the door.
There's the door. I learned that from my family because I was taught how to clean.
Oh God, were we ever taught how to clean?
Brad knows that I
I
can
didn't
clean.
learn what a
He's-
mop was until I was 18.
Brad knows that I can clean. He saw me do shit that shocked him at our young age. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
why is the house spotless? I got bored last night. He goes,
You got bored. Why didn't you wake me up? Why didn't we do anything? I cleaned.
I cleaned.
Fuck it. That's weird.
that is a little weird.
I get bored and I clean
It's what
because
he
there's
does.
nothing to do.
He'll walk in, and if you don't have something planned, and he sees dishes, he'll do your dishes and be like, "So what are we doing today?" And it's like, "Well,
You
apparently
need to
you're
come to
gonna-"
my house
It's like apparently
every
you're gonna finish
day
that up.
around noon.
Well,
Shay knows that. And Shay's seen that, and it shocked him too. I walked into his place and Matt yelled at me. He goes,
Yeah,
"Don't
Matt
touch
was
my dishes."
pissed.
I'm like,
then do them.
"You fuck off!" And he goes, "Huh?" And I was like, "You fuck off."
And it was literally like Alex just looked at him and be like, "Well, if you're not gonna do them, I'm gonna do them." It's like, we invited you to hang out. I'm hanging out. It's like, all right, we're not gonna argue.
I can hear you.
I can hear you. Let's talk. What are we doing?
I could roleplay from right here. Start this shit up.
Yep. I was taught how to do my own laundry, how to clean, how to do my own bills.
I was told not to do
And
those
some
things
people
'cause
look at that and go like, "That's fake." And I'm like, "No, it's real. You want me to prove it?" And I've proved it to people.
Oh, yeah.
I know how to cook. They've experienced that 10 times over.
I remember when you weren't so good at cooking and you burnt grilled cheese.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
And
After
that, the next meal we had was marvelous. Because it didn't contain grilled cheese.
I've worked in the food industry and I've learned how to cook, and I still burn grilled cheese.
Oh,
I may not burn anything else, but I burn grilled cheese.
There's
for some
one
fucking
thing
reason.
that I cannot do perfectly, and that's roll a taco.
A taco
Yeah,
or a
like-
burrito?
like-
A burrito.
You know, actually seal the taco up so nothing
Okay, then
falls
it's not a taco, it's a burrito.
Oh, burrito.
Yeah,
Well, I
oh,
can't
no.
get a burrito completely done.
Taco, easy thing. Put
Yeah.
it in, fold it over.
Yeah, well, burrito then. I
Yeah.
can't full.
No,
roll.
I understand
I
that.
can
'cause
teach you
wrapping
this.
those is
My
annoying.
mom's been trying to teach me for the last few weeks.
Lay it flat, put your stuff right here,
Okay.
fold
Yeah,
the sides
here.
in, and then fold, roll, 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 roll. And it's closed. You
Okay.
fold the sides in first, and then you roll it.
And then you put it in your face because it is an
Yep.
amazing food. The burrito
Well,
is a
what was
masterpiece.
it about? I don't know if it was last month or the month before. I brought.
I literally worked in a Mexican restaurant. I know how to fucking roll.
They invited me to go play. Well, when Smash came out,
Yeah, Smash. Oh God, I love Smash.
I was invited to come over, and I was making dinner at the time. So I said, "Give me about 20 minutes. I'll be there." I decided to make chicken spaghetti. Never done it before in my life.
I come up with a lot of my own recipes.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's the 24th to the 29th?
Yeah.
It's 5 days long.
Wait, no? What?
Yeah.
You're talking about that con thing you're going to?
Friday.
Yeah,
What
makes sense.
the fuck? They must have changed it this year then. Oh shit. Uh-oh.
We're gonna have to pick the days we
You
want to
just
be
go
there.
Friday to Sunday?
We can go. Well, yeah, but I figured we'd leave maybe Tuesday or Wednesday.
Now, what you do is you look, see when all the panels you want to go to are, and go to those.
That's my job, and that's the problem. They haven't updated their site yet, and that's the bad part about it. They won't start announcing until February. Because
Well,
it's
you'll
a
have
lot-
time. As long as you're saving up money, you'll have time to figure out when you want to go.
Yeah,
Stuff like that. So that's no big deal.
but
just
back to the
Yeah.
actual issue of being an adult. He's not an adult. Yeah, he's
There
got
are
an
things-
amazing job. He does
Oh,
what
God.
he wants. But according to questions I've asked over the few months,
Yeah.
he doesn't seem to save any of his money.
And if he does,
And
it
in my mind,
gets
that's
to where it needs to go, and then it's gone.
yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, you have an amazing job. You should have at least $500 to $1,000 already saved.
I mean,
Like
that's how we
that.
were when we were working at Masonite. Even when we were spending like every week, we still had money saved. Oh, dude,
on my end, I didn't because
that's okay.
that was a whole issue that kind of
Oh, that's
rocked
okay.
my past.
That's okay. I don't save anything anymore because I don't make enough to save. I make $300 on a paycheck, and I'm like, well, is it rent time? No. Okay, then this is going toward food and next month's rent. Because I mean, I'm living off of a survival
you're living
income.
paycheck to paycheck.
And I hate
I'm
it. but at
kind
the
of
same
living
time,
paycheck to paycheck, but eventually I will not.
Yeah.
I'll get to that point where I don't have to anymore.
Paycheck to paycheck pretty much means that
you don't save
your
much.
cost of living is more than you're able to save in one paycheck.
And the thing is, if I cut out gaming, I would not be living paycheck to paycheck. If I cut out like
That's technically
I've
what
got
paycheck to
well,
paycheck
well,
means.
yeah, $200.
see if I cut out gaming and I actually stick to a diet or I just eat less,
I'll check it.
I will be able
I
to
did not
save
realize I did that.
$150 every
I'll
month.
probably do it.
Even more than that if I do it right. My issue is, it's like my dad always says, yeah, you've got enough to survive, but you always want to make sure you have a little bit for yourself. And it's just because sometimes you get hit with some shit that, takes you down emotionally, and that extra $5 or $10 can get you a small amount of happiness or something that brings you back up for a bit.
See,
Yeah.
that's what my parents told me as of, way back when. They're like, you always want to have something saved.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well,
It doesn't matter if that's like $100 or $5.
I can't.
Yeah,
really do
if
that.
you can't do it,
Then you can't do it. But
I mean, if I would have the mindset I have now back in Masonite paychecks,
oh god,
I'd
Oh,
probably
yeah.
be sitting on fucking 7, 8, 10 grand without any doubt or anyone knowing.
see, if I had the knowledge I had back when I was 15, I would have gotten my fucking eye surgery. No. We talk about that all the time. Like, when you're an adult, you look back at things and you're like, that was dumb. Why didn't I do that? Like, when I was a teenager, I thought, I've got all the time in the world to get a better job. Well, actually, I had a great job.
Yeah.
To get my health insurance so I can pay for my own eye surgery. I'm not going to waste my parents' time and their insurance to get my eye surgery. Lo and behold, I fuck off for 10 years and don't get it done. Now the doctor's like, you're going blind and the government doesn't want to cover you because you're not on drugs. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Kind of dropped the fucking giant beach ball on that one I did.
If I could go back in time and back to when I was 15, knowing what I know now,
You wouldn't fuck up your back as much.
I wouldn't fuck up my back, but I'd also probably tell myself, use your mom and dad's insurance as long as you possibly
Oh,
can.
we took that for granted when we were
Oh,
kids.
God.
That's an issue. Like,
When I turned 19
They ripped it away.
and moved out, and they said, by the way, your dental is no longer covered
Uh-huh.
and all that, and your medical's no longer covered.
Your brain, in your mind, you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I went. I
you're
don't.
like, fuck it, I'll be healthy.
I don't care.
I brush my teeth. I watch my diet.
I had
blah, blah, blah.
I had braces.
Yeah.
Those were my teeth were great when I was 19.
It only takes like
My
a
body
year.
my body was starting to wear down by 19.
Mm-hmm.
Then I injured myself a lot and ended up going to ERs that were paid for by promotions and bonds and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Insurance bonds for companies I was working for. I was alright. Because nothing major happened. When I actually hurt myself and had to retire because I had to have surgery and stuff,
They kind of went, no.
they went, damn, you're just a couple months past being on your parents' insurance. And I'm sitting there going, I'm 26. I haven't been on my parents' insurance
It's
for
been covering
7
It's
years.
been
Yeah.
covering you this whole time.
It had been covering me up until I was 26 because that's the cutoff for a kid that is not, for one of your dependents,
Yep.
even if they're not living with you, if you're supporting them.
Yep.
So I was covered until I needed it.
Well, here's another thing I discovered recently. Shay and Brad know that I've been cleaning my house.
Oh man, you
I
really fucking clean house.
I
Jesus.
I started to pull back, old stuff from my great grandmother's house, from my childhood, like baby child.
Oh yeah.
From your infancy.
Yeah, and then I start discovering that I have something that's probably worth a lot of money that I didn't realize I had. I have cassette tapes of Disney.
Like old
Like
Disney
old
stuff.
VHS video?
like cassette.
like sing-along tapes
yes,
and shit.
Yeah, old Disney.
old
shit.
Disney sing-along tapes that are in
Probably-
mint condition.
Probably not worth a fortune, but
they're
worth a bit.
Yeah, they're worth a bit.
And to
then
the right people. You
To
know?
the right people, yeah.
And then I go back further in my collection of, great grandmother's. Oh, I'm going to hold on to this forever for you because you never know when you're going to need it. I find, die cast Thomas the Train,
Whoa.
actual die cast. When they were actually doing
crap.
die cast on the trains.
Some old craps.
My kids got die-cast Thomas the Trains from last year.
Well, these are the old official, actual.
From when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Which
They
is
still
so
got-
funny to say from when you were a kid.
It's bad.
He's
Just-
not
yeah.
that much younger than I am,
And yet,
but
I
his
hold-
toys are a completely different generation of toys.
yeah, but
I've
you know,
got toys from the 80s and early 90s, and he's looking mid-90s to early 2000s here.
Well,
Yeah.
I've pulled stuff that I
Toys
didn't
with
realize I had. I
plastic
mean,
and stuff.
Yeah, but
I didn't realize
It's
that
just-
I had old cassette tapes of, 90s band, heavy rock metal
Yeah.
bands, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, but I don't know where these came from, but they're in my collection now.
yeah, it's just kind of weird to actually be able to look and see the divide right on
Yeah.
the cusp of
Going from you,
almost different generations, but not quite. We're technically both considered
Yeah.
millennials,
yeah.
which I absolutely hate that fact that
Oh, yeah.
everybody in this room is considered a millennial.
I was pissed about that pretty hard.
Yeah.
And we were all like, no, we're generation letter this. And they're like, that's
'Cause my
millennial.
ex
We're
would
like,
shut-
fuck
Yeah,
you.
My-
Gen Y.
Yeah, my ex would shove that in my face all the time, and I'm just like, you know what? You're lucky I don't choke you.
Yeah, it's generally well.
That's fun.
That's what I like.
That's
to,
some good old Gen Y humor right there.
That's what I like to say is there's 3 different names that they call our generation now. You've got millennials. When someone says millennial, what I think of is
2000 beyond.
on
2000
their
beyond,
phones and shit.
which apparently is not millennials. Millennials are 1980-ish, about 84 really, 83, 84, up to 2000. There's an actual cutoff for it,
Yeah.
but it's 83 or 84, up to 2000.
Technically, the cutoff for a millennial is 1994.
No.
Yeah, because Alyssa just fucking went on this long thing about it with me the other day about it.
I just watched a show that literally explained what a millennial was.
There,
Generation Y,
So
Generation Me, and Millennial. Those are the three names that
Generation
they call
Me?
them. Generation Me, because everybody that is a millennial is all about me.
I mean,
we were raised.
yeah, maybe
Brad,
Destry, but
No.
No,
Brad,
that's the generation. We were raised to believe
we were
that
more like.
we're
we
all
were raised
special.
different.
We're all
Yeah.
special.
No, we weren't. Me and
Oh,
Brad
we
were.
weren't fucking special. We
Well,
were tards.
But we were raised that old-fashioned way of you've got to support yourself in the future. You've got to know this. You've got to
You've
know
also
that.
got to
Alright,
look
so,
at where.
According to Urban Dictionary,
All right.
the millennial range is from 1981 to 2001.
All right. So I was right.
So
when I
here's
said
the
81.
millennial. Yes.
Yeah,
So
we're all
20
millennials.
years.
Huh?
Every
We're all
generation
millennials.
is 20 years, pretty much. No, 30 years.
30 years.
Wow, I was way
Yeah,
the fuck
a
off. What am I
generation-
smoking?
Well,
No,
technically, what a
2000
what a
Yeah.
generation truly is
90, 20. No, I was right, 20.
would be my dad is one generation, I'm the next
Next
generation,
generation, yeah.
and my daughter is the next generation. That's the true definition of a generation.
Yeah, the
What
next
they're talking about here is a generational era.
Yeah, the broad spectrum of
Yeah.
this is how many people were born in this time period. This is what a generation is. Oh,
Okay, so
so yeah.
now on to the next subject that brings to my brain as you scattered about
My
you know,
fucking
Sorry,
rage
I've
No,
been
you're
a
good.
rambler.
You're good.
It's good. It's good content. Oh god, I hate that word content.
Content?
Yeah, it's good content.
We're making content. That's what we do.
It comes to my attention that, you know, a lot of us in this room look at each other and other people in this, you know, vicinity of our lives and look at people and go, that person's an adult. They've experienced this life. Or that person can never be an adult because of how childish they are.
I'm 32. I'm not an adult. I'm not a kid either.
Do you have anyone in your life that says you are an adult? Besides the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. I mean,
No, I'm dead
Yeah,
serious.
I know.
Do I have anybody that believes I'm an adult, or do I have
says
anybody
There's someone that looked
says
you
I'm
dead
an
in,
adult?
someone that looked you dead in the eye and said you were an adult. Deal with it.
Nope. They all look at me and go, "You're acting like a kid. Grow up." And I tell them no.
no,
What
I
about
want
you,
to
Shay?
stay this way forever.
Have you had anyone ever look at you in the eye and say you were an adult? Deal with it.
No.
Lie.
Oh.
I did back a few years ago when you were bitching at me about how hard
Anybody
it was
that
for me
matters.
to find a job. I looked at you and said, "Why don't you get a job?" And you're like, "I don't have to get a job." And I'm like, "Well, you could be an adult and do it." And you're because I gave you a lecture about being an adult.
Wait a minute. Having a job constitutes you as an adult?
No, it doesn't.
No, because he's the one who kept saying that he was an adult because he had a job working at Amigos and he was going to be a manager back in the day. And I'm like, and how long's it been since you've had a job? And then he went, fuck you. And
You
I'm
know
just
what?
like,
that's a
ooh.
warranted fuck you, but it's
Oh, and
also a very warranted counter argument.
Oh, I was having a hard time getting a new job.
Hold
So I
on.
broke my laptop.
Hold on, Brad.
Out of rage.
This is my aspect of being an adult.
Like a
If
child.
you can take on life, actually pick yourself up every time it knocks you down, pay your own bills, know that you have a secured home, look at people and go like, this is the life that I live. You can't control it. And actually tell someone that you have it under control, you're an adult.
Even if you don't have it under control.
I am not an adult.
well,
at
okay.
all.
And you may fake it that you have it under control.
Literally everything you just said is the complete opposite of what's going on in my life.
He's not wrong. Well, here's the thing, though. You said
But
being
can-
able to pay your own bills. Well,
You are.
See, I know some homeless people that are more adults than some of the people
Well,
in
okay.
this room.
But
Most homeless people are like really adult.
okay,
Oh
so
God, they're
there's
fucking adult.
there's multiple ways of
But
saying
like
adult.
surviving,
Yes.
Surviving is more a better term. Like being
My-
able to
yeah.
survive through life,
Yeah,
and
can
just
you
take the
survive?
blows.
Okay, so maybe
Not-
I worded it wrong.
Well, no, you worded it in a more.
In my opinion, an 8-year-old can be an adult.
Yes,
if they
I
had
have
a
seen-
hard enough life, but are making it through life
Yeah.
with a.
You added
As
the
it somewhat,
stipulation.
yeah.
You added the stipulation our parents used to add on to us.
Yes.
Which was when you get a job, you can be an adult and you
Yes.
can tell me no.
When you can pay for it, you can do it.
yeah,
you can
that's
do
the old way. That's the way we
But
were raised.
you have-
of
you have-
when become
you
an
have-
I
adult.
want to live in a society where there is no money.
You
Oh,
have
Go
a,
back to the barter system.
You have a,
If you can make it, you can trade it.
okay. You have a very good point though. An 8-year-old can be an adult.
Yeah.
I believe that you can. But
Ted,
wait,
no, wait,
no, I'm not done.
No, Bill, hold
I
on.
am not done.
Jesus
Hold
Christ.
it. No.
No.
Guys.
Okay, I really need to do
No.
this. I need to
No.
quantify what I just said, because
Because-
if I don't, there are going to be a lot of pedophile jokes.
Go.
An 8-year-old is not an adult emotionally or physically. An 8-year-old can be an adult by the idea of having seen enough shit in his life that he is
Mentally hardened.
he or she is mentally hardened. There you
Yeah.
go. There we go. They are not adults. They are
I'm
little
glad you.
people. They are little people that are
That's
young.
even worse.
They are young men and women that are.
I think it would have. Okay.
Okay, stop
No,
that.
no,
You were
let's-
better off before.
Yeah.
that.
This no.
all right, finish.
I just would like to say that me and him clicked at the same time, and I'm like, you need to stop right now because you just encouraged everything we don't want to be. And then the second you tried to clear it up, you took that
You
shovel.
tried-
and
okay.
instead
Okay,
of
my
covering
sense
it-
of humor probably doesn't go over very good in the United States, but in England, where they have Frankie Boyle that cracks a lot of pedophile jokes,
It's
it'll work.
Oh my god, yes.
We need a British
I-
audience.
As it sits right now, in my family, there is an actual 12-year-old that has been through so much trauma in his life. He's lost both of his parents. He's living with his grandmother. And she's on her deathbed. He lost his parents at 7 years old. And now at 12, we have to watch him go through this. And he's about to lose his grandmother. That is way more than a 12-year-old should have to handle. And if he ever looked at me in the eye and said, I am an adult, I'll go, yes, you are. Technically, you are mentally hardened to experience life, that you are an adult.
I just thought of how I should word this.
Wow, really?
No,
Like,
hold
Alex
on.
gives
No,
you this
hold on.
beautiful speech, and you're like,
No,
I think I can save my pedo joke.
No, I'm not going after the pedo joke. I'm agreeing with him. I'm wording it so it's more easily understood. Rational thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being able to rationalize and critical thinking.
Yes.
Those are what make you an adult.
Okay.
That's what makes you able to.
But as I sit here and say, an adult's an adult, but there's multiple ways of saying you're an adult.
Yeah.
Anyone can truly be an adult. It's just everyone has a different perspective of what an adult is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, Brad's an adult. Yeah, he lives with his dad.
Oh man, I hate slash love it. It's a good deal.
It's a
but-
situation that keeps you safe, but you're still paying rent.
And the thing is, I'd love to move out, but at the same time, my dad's getting to that age where I might blink one day and
he'll be
he's
gone.
gone.
You're there.
And so I'm glad I'm living with him, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather be out with my roommate, with roommates, or out on my own, or in a relationship, God forbid.
I mean,
But any of those things.
I look at, you, Destry, and go, you say you're not an adult. I don't care. You're an adult. There's many reasons why. You've experienced life. You've done a lot of stupid things. You know the
Man, have
consequences.
you done a lot of stupid
You know the
stupid
consequences. You can actually pass your wisdom to other people.
See, but part of my mental health deal
it fucks it up.
Is the fact that, yeah, I understand there's consequences. I don't care.
But if you found someone
Adults can
that
do
saw
that.
you going down the same path you did, and you knew the reason why they shouldn't, would you say something?
Nope.
Everyone's got to make their own mistakes.
You got to make your own mistakes. That's how you learn.
And
Okay.
I've noticed, like...
I'm
you
also
can-
a firm supporter of if
Well,
someone fucks up, you don't help them unless they ask for it.
See, I have a hard time with that
okay,
one.
so
See, I don't know. I don't know.
if
I
this-
would help.
okay,
I
so-
would help.
Yeah, I was
Like-
gonna
like
say,
when
if
you think
someone
about it,
came
you're
to
like,
you and
"Ugh."
said-
If it's
if they
something-
came to you and said, "Hey, I liked the way you lived," they've seen your whole life spread, and they go, "I want to live the life you did."
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna tell them seek out a shrink,
There you go.
Like that...
find a psychiatrist, and
that's-
talk to them.
That's wisdom that you're saying, "Hey, you need help."
Yeah, I think what I'd actually do would be not necessarily help them, but just guide them.
There
Tell
you
them,
go.
hey, you know, go do this. If it's not going to kill you or completely ruin your life, if you fail, you fail.
Get back up.
Get back up, try it again, or get back up and go, I'm not going to do that shit again.
Yeah.
I look at Shay, and I say he's an adult for two main reasons.
Broke my ankle, never jumped off a second rope again.
I've not heard that,
That is a true story. I jumped off the second rope with my foot out, kind of Sid Vicious style.
Oh no.
And guess what? Crick. I know why Sid Vicious broke his leg because my ankle went in the same direction.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Did anyone warn you ahead of
actually,
time?
I put the foot out and then I brought the leg down and I landed on this one, broke the ankle, and just kind of tripped forward and landed on my leg. That's what broke the ankle. Yeah, but after that, I never did the same fucking move off the second rope again. I didn't.
Shay's an adult for two major reasons. One, he gives me advice when I need it. He actually shows wisdom on his own behalf and goes, you know what? How about you think this way? Or I'm going to give you a little nudge this way and see what you think about it. Two, he helps anyone that he can.
He does.
He's a good boy.
I'm a glutton for fucking punishment. That's what I am.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
you are.
You used to be tough
I've
as
noticed
nails
something.
about it. Now
Okay.
you're like, I
I've
got
noticed the major thing that me and Shay have finally sat down and actually talked about. Me and him are almost the same person. And the aspect of we will accept your burdens and try to figure them out. We hide our own problems from people because we don't want to bother you.
Y'all are terrible at hiding y'all's problems, just so y'all know.
We need to hurry up so I can have a cigarette.
Like that one right there.
How long have we been going?
Well, we're just at 53 minutes.
Why don't
Well,
you
we
just
can
wait
cut it.
until we
It's
finish
up
it
to
up?
you.
Well, we've been running about, 45 minutes?
Yeah, we can
So this is actually one of our longer episodes.
Yeah.
do.
Uh,
You know, we haven't given Shay a single chance to like
Rebuttal?
feed it. Yeah,
yeah.
like, and he's
what
over there all.
What I think is really funny is Shay. I was just going to mention this. Shay kind of seems like our producer / guy that sits in the corner and records us, but doesn't have any input unless specifically asked.
Yeah, I don't like the way he shifty eyes us when we say that too. He's just
Oh,
like,
he's
oh,
always-
yes, I'm the
He's
master.
always shifty.
He's over here like Dark Plagueis, like, yes,
Yes, I make him dance and move with my little fingers on the strings.
That was a really good reference.
That was good.
Well, he's got his hood up, and he was doing the finger pyramid, and I'm like, oh, that's beautiful.
Anyway, so we're gonna cut it there.
Already.
Our New Year's episode should have just gone up.
Did you
Did I?
mention the... Are we ever going to revisit our previous ones? The
Probably not.
two damn styles that we missed?
Maybe someday.
I figure just do a like quick 10-20 minute wrap up of them and then
Not
call it.
tonight.
No, oh no, not.
Yeah,
anywhere
let us
near
write
now.
it down.
As,
somewhere.
as it sits, we are trying to figure out more subjects to talk about.
Yeah.
We're gonna try.
As
to
of
get,
next week, I'm going to try to get the group to discuss about DC movies and DC current comics.
We just watched the
I don't
new
really know
trailer
that
for
much
the
about
new
the current comics
Spider-Man
anymore.
trailer.
Oh yeah, me and Shay did. But
Yeah.
Where they show Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio.
Yep.
Kevin Smith said the weirdest thing. I
We
don't
will
ever
be
want
talking
to
about
repeat.
comics next week, people.
Don't break it down. I haven't seen it yet.
You all have a
You'll
good
love it.
week.
Bye, guys.
See you guys next
Have a good-
episode.
Bye.